Hi, you're watching BBC News. I'm Rumiana Jahangar, and I'm here to talk to you about The Wizard of Oz. Today, we're actually lucky enough to have our own 70th anniversary 2-disc copy in the studios, and I'll be showing that to you right now. As you can see, it's beautifully laminated in a gorgeous emerald green, and Judy Garland is on the cover, front and center. Now, we all know about The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy wanted to go home. The Scarecrow wanted a brain. The Tin Man wanted a heart. And the Lion wanted some courage. What we don't know are the secrets behind L. Frank Baum's book and the possible movie. Now, you were made to believe that Dorothy's a simple Kansas girl, and that she lived with her Aunt Em and Uncle Henry and was neglected and thought that no one was paying her attention, and Toto was her only friend and only hope, and that she was just so desperate, and that she never knew what she was doing or which way was up or which way was down, and she wanted to see the world but really couldn't because she lacked know-how and she lacked experience. But what you don't really know is that Dorothy was perfectly fine. She had all the friends and family she needed, and she finds it out in the end. Home is where your heart is. Home is in you all along. Home is what you make the best of. Home is what you do to put forth that effort and how you feel when you are there. Home isn't really a place. Home is what's inside. Now, the secrets of the Wizard of Oz we actually have here in the studios, and we actually will be talking to a high school teacher by the name of Henry Whitfield. He gives us his rendition of what he believes the true breakdown of the Wizard of Oz is. Stick around and you'll be hearing from him. Now, what I have to tell you is about the Yellow Brick Code, or as some of you will know, the Yellow Brick Road. The Yellow Brick Code was when the U.S. was operating on the gold standard. It was a monetary system which valued the dollar according to the quantity of gold. The populace wanted silver among the gold to be used as money. This would have increased the U.S. money supply, reduced farmers' debt, and increased pay. In 1964, Henry Whitfield, the high school teacher, wrote an article outlining the notion of an underlying allegory in Baum's book, which we all have illuminated today, from the 19th century up until 2012. The symbolism of the characters goes as this. Dorothy is your everyman or American average Joe. The Scarecrow is a farmer. The Tin Man is an industrial worker, such as steel and oil, of course, and metal. The Lion is William Jennings Bryan, a politician and also a candidate for presidency during the election of 1896. He lost, unfortunately, but he also backed the Silver Cause, which is stated in his definition, because he was a Democrat. And though he failed to win votes from the Eastern workers and lost the election, in the same way the Lion's claws were nearly blunted by the Wicked Witch and by the Woodsman's metallic shell, the winged monkeys were Native Americans or Chinese robot workers exploited by the West, which is a very racial slur, but not many noticed it. Oz is an abbreviation for ounce, as Baum claimed, which is taken from the OZ of a filing cabinet, or how ounces is used to weigh gold. Emerald City stood for the green paperback of money, exposed as fraud. In Munchkins, they were just ordinary citizens, the little people, most likely the ones that lived in the slums in the poor conditions. Littlefield's theory has been hotly debated. He believed these characters could represent the personalities and themes of the late 1800s, with Dorothy embodying the everyman American spirit. But there aren't too many instances of parallels with the political events of the time and these to even make an inkling of a decision on what everything actually meant. In this scenario, the Yellow Brick Road symbolizes the gold standard. The Emerald City becomes Washington, D.C., and the Great Wizard characterizes the president, and he is exposed as being less than truthful or fraud. Yet none can help Dorothy return home. Eventually she discovers that her silver shoes, changed to ruby in the film, have the power to take her back to Kansas. The possible implication is that gold alone cannot be the solution for the problems facing the average citizen, but Professor Taylor thinks it's unlikely that the book took sides. Instead, he says it was merely explaining the story of the populist movement, someone who marched on Washington, D.C. in 1894 to demand government improve their rights. Their demand for the use of silver with the gold standard was not met, although within a few years, inflation returned after discoveries of gold in South Africa and other parts of the world.